Hey guys, welcome to Great Learning. Your resume is such an important document that has to play such a huge role in your employment, right? Now, when you create your resume, it is extremely vital that you do it right. Since it is a one or a two-page document at max where you have to put out all these impressive details about you, it becomes so important that you understand first of all how you can design a resume and how you can put out the correct information on there. Now, keeping this in mind, we here at Great Learning have come up with this video on how you could build a good resume. Guys, use this as a guide to make sure that you have a top-notch resume that impresses hiring managers.
Before we get started, I want to introduce you to Great Learning Academy. This is a free initiative by Great Learning where you can have access to over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on all of the trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion as well. Check out the link in the description box of the video below for more details. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. This is done to make sure you do not miss out on any of the new updates or video releases from Great Learning. And of course, guys, if you enjoy this video, show us some love and do like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, right? So make sure you share this video with your friends, colleague, and everyone who can make use of it. And at the end of it, make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or any suggestions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all of your comments.
Well, coming to the session takeaways of this particular session on how we can build a good resume, we'll start out by checking on how you can first of all write a good resume. Now, after that, we can check out how you can use some very important pointers to create your resume, and of course, things that you're not supposed to include in your resume as well. Now, after you understand this, it is vital that you know that there are certain good tips which will help you go a long way in terms of a good resume. So we're going to discuss all of that, and also we're going to be checking out the ideal flow of a resume as well. Now guys, let's get started with it. First of all, did you actually know this, that your CV or your resume has a very important role to play when we talk about in the entire profile, the weightage that it holds, right? So in this particular case, it is very important that you make sure this document is as concise as possible, as as it is, because it is very important. And for the fact that you might not know this, but the recruiter, right, the average recruiter spend only about 30 seconds looking at your resume. So it has to be really impressive to catch their attention span in those 30 seconds. Now, it's not only this. One important thing that we've seen day in and day out is make sure when you're creating a resume, use professional email ID. An unprofessional email ID will ensure that your resume might get discarded when it's being profiled or when it's being viewed by recruiters. So make sure you have a professionally put together email ID, right? Now, for all you guys, in case if there are some web developers around here, the concept of portfolio websites are very popular. So it's a concept where you're taking your resume and putting it up on a website. So instead of actually having a document at hand, it's you guys using a website to showcase all your content. But to get to there, I would highly suggest at the start of your career or wherever you are, it is vital that you have an actual document, right? Now, for that, we have this entire session planned out, guiding you on how you can create a good resume. So start out with an actual document, and then if you're very much inclined to have a portfolio website, you definitely can look towards that. So when we talk about writing your first resume, what is the most important thing that you have to do? First of all, one resume for multiple job postings is something that will not work, in my opinion. Now, why do I say this? Well, you have to understand that there is a very keen differences between jobs which maybe are for the same designation or in the same domain. Now, all these key skills that are mentioned will definitely vary if you take a look at it in detail, right? So compare two job descriptions. When you're creating a resume, align it to one particular job description that you want to close the job for. So with this, what should you have to do? You have to do a lot of research. Research about the company, research about the domain, read the job description in detail, and only then after this this, you will have the capability to customize your resume based on that, right? So make sure you check that out. Make sure that you analyze all the skills that are there, focus on it, use these, put it on your resume, and you can work on it. The next thing that will help you a lot when you're creating your first resume is talking to experts who are in that domain. Now, if you're applying for a data science job, for example, talk to a data scientist or talk to a person, a contact, a friend who might work for that company or in that domain. Get their views on what recruiters are looking for. Once you understand what the recruiters are actually looking out for, then make sure using that, creating your resume will, give it a highlight. It'll stand out amongst the crowd where probably the company might receive hundreds of resumes, right? Now, based on that, it will stand out. So it's a very important point that I thought we should discuss. Now, like this, we have multiple points whenever you are creating your resume, and here's a very important thing to note for you guys. If you guys are freshers, what are you trying to showcase in your resume, right? First of all, as a fresher, yes, you will not have work experience. It is okay. Make sure to talk about your educational qualifications. Make sure to highlight about your certifications, right? Now, these are some of the things that will add a lot of value to your resume. Now, if you're just out of college, if you just graduated, the things you will have is, of course, your educational details, your GPA and all of that. Now, one very common we get asked saying is, do we put our GPAs in our resume? The answer from my side is definitely a yes, because recruiters are definitely impressed with your achievement. Now, GPA itself is an achievement, so yes, put it out. Why not, right? Make sure you're highlighting about your college projects, because that is where you're showing your practical knowledge. So college projects, GPA, career objective, your educational details, you have to have all of these covered if you guys are freshers. Right. Next, looking at point number 2. Point number 2 again talks about, in case if you have less work experience, 0 years, 1 year, 2 years, it is completely okay. Now, instead of, you might have a question saying, okay, so what do I fill up my resume with? In that particular case, think about all the other things that you have done. For example, you might have done a lot of internships. Make sure to talk about that. If you're aiming for a particular domain, be it cloud computing or data science, do put out, certain things in your resume about that domain, so it highlights your interest in that domain, right? Third thing, if you're fresh out of college, as I just mentioned, you might have had certain favorite subjects back in college, right? It is always an advantage to showcase and talk about your favorite subjects, because hey, at the end of the day, we all love certain things and not certain things, right? That's completely okay, but highlighting the things that you like will definitely catch the attention of the recruiter. So make sure you talk about that. And the next thing is, when you're talking about certifications, right? It is vital that you talk about what you did in those certifications. Now, a resume is a concise document. You cannot go on to put on stories there, but it helps totally to talk about the projects you might have done, all the knowledge you took away, all the key skills, tools that you used, techniques that you learned. Now, all of this will definitely help your resume stand out. Coming to point number 3. See, point number 3 is where you showcase your achievements. It is very important not only to showcase your professional achievements, right? Now, if you're a person who has had previous experience, you might have won maybe an Employee of the Month award, the highest sales, highest retention rate, whatever it is. These are all professional achievements, right? Talk about personal achievements as well, because see, professional and personal achievements will well round your profile. Your resume is not always about your professional achievements. It's also about you as a person, you as a human being. So make sure, you give examples of what you've done personally as well. Now, instead of just putting out saying a hobby, let's say we're talking about hobbies, don't just put out saying hiking. Well, hiking is a very vague term. So if you have ever hiked a Himalayan mountain or a Himalayan peak, put that out in detail. Say, I have hiked a Himalayan peak or something like that. Now, that's going to add a lot of value. It's very important that you put out certain details like this, which might impress the recruiter as well, right? So it's not only this, you might be very good at sports, you might have a lot of hobbies, you might sing, dance, play badminton, play football, love watching Formula 1, whatever it is, right? Make sure to mention all of this, because this will showcase that you have a well-rounded profile, that they know something about you, apart from your college, apart from your projects, apart from your work, right? Now, when they hire you, they're not only looking for the professional aspect of you, they would be looking for so many skills on the personal side of things as well, right? Now, we're going to get to all of that in detail, because I'm going to actually show you a resume, an ideal resume that you should have in a couple of pointers from now. So make sure to stick around. Right. Now taking a look at note number 4. Now note number 4 is very, very important because this is where you'll be doing something called as targeting keywords. What do we mean by this? Roll back to note number 1 where I told you that there are multiple job descriptions available, right? Now one resume should not be able to fit for all. Make sure to customize it. Make sure to research these job descriptions. There will be certain key texts which are either put in bold or they have highlighted the skills saying you must have these skills. Well, take those skills, put it on your resume in case if you're skilled in that. That way, you're showcasing that you are an amazing fit for the job and people will want to pick you over the others, right? Give it a thought for a second. The next thing is it is very, very important that you always keep your resume small, keep it concise, and not only keeping it concise, make sure you customize it in a way. Now, once you want to customize your resume, sometimes it can get very lengthy. Cutting out all the stuff which is not required versus having the stuff which is required is again a skill you are only going to get if you keep reiterating. Don't just finish your resume once and be done with it. In that case, to reiterate it, to work with it again will become difficult. So make sure when you work with your resume, proofread it, do it again. Again, this is a very important point which we are going to actually discuss. But back to note number 5. Now, note number 5 talks about you providing a cover letter as well. Now, a cover letter is a document where you have a lot of headroom where you can talk about stuff in paragraphs. It's like an essay. It's like a letter. Now, putting out these wordy details in your resume is never recommended. But guess what? If you have to showcase something, if you have more to talk about apart from your resume, cover letter is definitely the way to go. You can talk about your interest in the role. You can talk about all the knowledge that you think makes you a good fit for the job. You can talk about the company itself that, to showcase that you have researched something about it and a lot more things. Now, a cover letter is something which definitely impresses a lot of hiring managers. So make sure to work on a cover letter wherever it is applicable. And if you have a choice between just resume and resume plus cover letter, guess what? I would highly suggest you put out the cover letter as well as the resume as well. Coming to point number 6. Point number 6 talks about soft skills. Now, as I told you, your profile is not just about what tools you can use, what techniques or what projects you have done. It is about you as a human being, as a person, as a professional. Right now, there are so many things you are expected of in a professional working environment. For example, communication skills. For example, you being a team player. The next thing is time management. Time management is extremely important in the world of information technology, right? So make sure you highlight all of these skills. Rate yourself based on all of these, right? For example, you can rate yourself in time management maybe 9 out of 10 if you are extremely punctual all the time. You can do that. It's recommended to do it. Again, when I show you the ideal resume, all of this is taken care of, right? And when you talk about you being a good team player, you being a person with amazing communication skills, you're showcasing that you can collaborate with other members. You're showcasing that you're adaptable, you can learn new things, that you can work with all of these. Now, this is an amazing thing which a lot of recruiters will definitely like. Now, with this, we come to a point where we have to discuss about certain things which you should not include in your resume, right? So what are these things? First of all, as I told you, do not put any sort of heavy details in your resume. Do not add sentences. Do not tell stories out there. Highlight only what's important. Highlight what you think will add value to the person who's reading it. Now, the average time is only 30 seconds. So make sure that you get the attention of the person within 30 seconds, right? And the next thing is, do not have a resume which is 3 or 4 pages long. That will definitely not help in many cases, guys. So it's extremely vital you keep it to 1 page all the time. Now, if it is extremely difficult, if you have a lot of things to showcase, use a cover letter. If you do not have the chance to put out a cover letter, then okay, a 2-page resume at max is something that you should aim for, really. But 1 page is something I highly recommend you guys stick towards, right? So another important point, make sure you keep it short, make sure you keep it concise. Do not put out lengthy sentences. The only complete sentence or long-term sentence or long-form sentence that should be present on your resume is probably your career objective. Apart from your career objective, there really is nothing necessary for you guys to showcase in terms of having a huge sentence there, right? Now, coming to discuss some of the important tips that you should follow when you're creating a resume. What makes a good resume good, right? This is what we're going to discuss now. First of all, talk about your certifications. I'm sure if you're at this video, you might already know that certifications and certification programs are going to add a ton of value to your resume, right? It's going to give it a lot more weightage. It's going to make sure that your resume stands out, because at the end of the day, a certification or a certification program is going to showcase to the world that you have put in the right amount of time to learn new things, use them, work on it, and showcase that you want to be in that domain. It showcases that you want to work in that domain and your interest is in it, your passion is in it, and all of that, right? So it's very vital you highlight it, not just put it on the resume, guys. The keyword here is highlight. Right. The next step is add a photo to your resume, right? Now, if the recruiter has never seen you, it becomes very vital. It gives it a personal touch that you have a photo there. Of course, a professional looking photo, guys, no selfies and no informal pictures. A formal picture of you, on your resume will definitely give the connect, the human connect that is required when someone is reviewing your resume, right? So it's very vital that you do it. Make sure to put a good photo, a formal picture, please, on your resume, right? So that way, again, just like how unprofessional email IDs get the resume thrown out, an unprofessional picture is definitely going to do the same as well. So it's very vital that you keep it formal here. Right. Now, the next tip is that, as I've already told you now, don't just finish your resume once and be done with it. Keep working on it again and again. Spend a good amount of time. Now, 10 minutes or 15 minutes every day, revising your resume can bring up a ton of new things and new insights that you can add to the resume, which will eventually help you a lot, right? Make sure you're working on that. Now, it's not only this. Keep proofreading. Find grammatical errors. Now, believe it or not, grammatical errors are the most turn off things on a resume. Recruiters will just brush your resume across if there are a lot of grammatical errors. Make sure you keep your grammatical errors down to 0. Yes, 0, because that will show that you have a good hold on your English, and that is very vital for today's jobs as well. So make sure you're working on that. Make sure that you're editing your resume, and whenever you edit, do find mistakes. When you do, change them, keep upgrading them based on the job descriptions as well. Now, the next tip that I have for you guys talks about aesthetics. Now, when you go to Google, type in free resume templates for download, you will find multiple. In fact, you'll find thousands of resumes, sample resumes that you can use to, sort of just edit out the details, put your details in, and tada, you're done with the resume. That resume is probably designed by a professional. It looks great. It looks fabulous. It might fit what you're looking for in terms of, aesthetics as well. Because having a very plain resume, I'll tell you, it works, but having it look a bit more beautiful, look a bit more artsy is something which I personally prefer, and I've seen among professionals and human resource experts that it is impressive as well. So with that, make sure to keep it a little nice to look at. After which, now, here's a very important tip for you all. If you guys are looking towards individual domains, which I'm sure you guys are looking for, right? For example, some of you might be looking to cloud computing, digital marketing, data mining, data science, whatever it is. Now, all of these domains will have certain sample resumes online. If you're looking for a data scientist role, if you're applying for that, just Google out saying sample data scientist resume. Doing this will ensure that, you can look at what other resumes are, what people have put out there, what are the key skills that, that they have put out. And with this, and with the help from experts, you definitely can polish up your resume in a way where as soon as a recruiter looks at it, they will know that this resume is data science oriented. This resume is cloud computing oriented, right? That will save their time. And if they are impressed within that short span of time, well, guess what? You're already standing out, right? It's very important that you do that, guys. Now, here's another tip. In this particular tip, make sure you're saving your resume not just as a PDF, but also as an image. Now, sometimes in some job portals, it might happen that, you're uploading a PDF and it says an error. In that particular case, they might give you an option to upload an image for your resume as well. In that case, yes, do provide an image. Now, to do that, you have to save it in the image format first of all. So once you have an editable document, save it as a PDF, save it as an image, or save it in multiple formats, so that, at the end of the day, whenever someone asks for it, you have it ready to provide, right? That's vital. And here is a very, very important point, guys. Now, everyone in this particular industry, right, loves volunteer work. So if you have ever done volunteer work, or if you have done anything to give back to the society, highlight that out. Because at the end of the day, it shows your goodwill. It shows you as a person wanting to give back to the society, and that is something which is highly, highly regarded in our society. So make sure to put out your volunteer work, whatever it is. Don't just think about saying, hey, it's a small thing that I did. A small thing can go a really long way, in today's world as well. So make sure you're highlighting it. Make sure you're putting that on your resume without fail, in case if you have had any experiences with volunteering. Right. The next thing is, again, to reiterate on a very important point, make sure that you're specifying your career objective, right? That is what your career is all about. The first sentence, talks about you as a person. What is it that you want from your career? What is it that you're trying to showcase about you as a professional? That is your career objective. Make sure to mention that. Make sure to precisely that is a statement that has to be as straight as a bullet, clear, concise, and very, very, very precise about what is it that you want about your career as well, guys. So make sure to work on your career objective statement. Now, after that, again, another point about aesthetics is, sometimes when you're creating a resume, it happens that without you noticing, the fonts can be dropped off, on the sides, where it looks very jagged. It doesn't look aligned or justified, right? So make sure you're looking on that. Make sure you're working towards justifying left, right, center, whatever it is that you deem fit for that particular part, but do it. Make sure that you do not leave jagged fonts. That is a downer. For someone who's looking at it aesthetically, that will turn them off, if they find something like that. You will think that, hey, do these tiny details matter? Well, it is 8 on 10 important if I have to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. So make sure you're working on that. Make sure you're keeping aesthetics in mind as much as the technical side of it, right? Now, to talk about an ideal flow for your resume, well, here are some of the things that I think you can use as a good reference order. First of all, on the left, have a photo of yourself. On the right, put out your name, put out your career objective. As I told you, career objective is important. Next, put out your educational qualifications and your key skills. Now, all of these educational qualifications, of course, depends on you. Key skills depends, it is something changeable depending on the job description, right? So use that, do the research, and based on it, work on the key skills, target the keywords, use all the tips that you have learned through this video. Next thing, certifications. Highlight your certifications, because it is going to portray a wealth of knowledge that you have. It is very important. After that, in the order, you can put out your volunteer work, put out your contact details, and at the end of your contact details, guess what? You can even put out your social media. 7 out of 10 recruiters have actually looked at social media of people who might have cleared 2 or 3 rounds into the interview. Now, that is a very important statement, right? They would want to see what you're doing apart from work as well. Now, that, in my opinion, is important that you give them the chance to do that. To do that, of course, you have to put your social media details as well. But then don't put it out and right in the top. Don't put it out like in a very obvious manner, because that is something which they may or may not do. That's not a compulsory requirement, but that definitely impresses someone who's doing it. So make sure you do it that way. Now that you've already seen the ideal flow for your resume, it is vital that you go through an ideal resume itself, right? As I told you, I'm going to practically walk you through a resume here. Right, guys, as I just mentioned, I'm going to show you the ideal resume. Well, here it is, right? Now, this is a 2-page resume. As you can see, I'm scrolling on it. Yes, the font is a little less. Don't worry. I am going to go full screen on the font as well. Right, now that we're discussing the ideal resume, as I told you, always begin by putting a picture on the left. Now, once you have a picture of you on the left, then you can take a look at the career objective statement. Now, this is the only statement that's going to be this wordy, right? Now, after that, on the left, you can see your contact details, for example, details such as phone, email ID, address, and all of that. And then if you have professional experience, it is vital that you talk about your key achievements, what it is that you did in that particular role, and all of that. Now, if I keep scrolling down, as I told you, certifications will add a lot of value, right? So make sure you're putting up your certifications. Make sure that you're talking about what you learned from these certifications. Now, on the left, if you see, there's a tab called as Pro Skills and Personal Skills. Pro skills will now talk about a professional skill that is very much vital for the job that you're applying for, and the personal skills will talk about everything else, as I told you, right? To round up the profile. It's very important, guys. Look at the personal skills, right? Energy, teamwork, motivation, positivity, punctuality, analytical skills, creativity. It is such an important thing, and the skills have been rated as well, right? That's a progress bar. That's a rating bar from it's basically a digital rating bar, but it works. It is either that, or you can put a rating from 1 to 10, 1 to 5, whatever works for you. And then talk about the education, as I just mentioned. Now this person has graduated as a top 3 to graduate in computer science engineering in 2018. So that's a very, very important aspect to showcase that this person was the 3rd topper to graduate. Pre-university, this person has taken, has a very good grade with a major in physics, chemistry, and all of that. So that's something important to talk about as well. And then talking about your area of interest. Now, this is where you would customize your resume based on the domain and the industry you're applying for, right? It's very important. After that comes the internships. If you have internship experience, do put out the year, where you did the internship, what is it about, and all of that. Next, you will talk about all the details of your project. In case if you worked on a capstone project in any certification programs, or if you have had a capstone project that you had to work on in college, right? This is the place where you're going to be putting out all of that. All the technology stack that you used, what the project was about, what you achieved in it, and all of that. And next, if you have done any good seminars, any technical things that you think will add value to the profile that you're applying for, definitely do put all of that out. Now, this is a very interesting resume which talks about a lot of artificial intelligence and data science. That's the reason you see all these buzzwords, AI, ML, and all of that a lot. Now, if I keep coming to the left side of things, right? Now, here are some of the keynote presentation that the owner of the resume has put out. For example, the person seems to be into science a lot. You can see physics, chemistry, mathematics, behavioral science. All of these are presentations given to a very big audience. That's what a keynote presentation means, right? Now, these are some of the things which will definitely impress the person who's reading your resume. Next, talk about achievements. See, achievements have been put out so concisely that you can look through it and figure out what this person has done. As I told you, right, instead of just putting hiking, just put out what you have hiked. For example, this person has hiked 3 Himalayan mountains. Now, that's a very big achievement, right? Put that out. Whatever prizes have been won, the person might have won many top-notch speaker awards, best project award, highest scorer of the semester in engineering, whatever it is, right? Put that out. Even if you have 3 or 4 achievements, it doesn't have to be a long list such as this. It is going to be impressive. So make sure you're putting that out, right? And lastly, hobbies, right? Hobbies, this person has split outdoor and indoor hobbies, which I think is very, very nice. So you can put something out very similar to this as well. Do not go on to put maybe 20-25 hobbies thinking that, okay, it might add value to who you are. Well, it will, but as a professional on your resume, people are concerned more about your professional work, more about your skills rather than your hobbies, right? So it holds good amount of weightage, but do not overdo it. Maximum of 5 or 6 hobbies is definitely recommended, but do not go above 8, right? Now, at the end of it, guys, as you can see, you can put out your social media details starting out with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most important social media for, the formal aspect of you looking for a job or making people connect in a way where they know what you're doing professionally, right? So LinkedIn. Then, of course, you have the usual thing, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is that you want to put out. Well, you have the freedom to do it, put out. But as you can see, this is put at the end of a resume rather than highlighting at first, right? So this is a very clear, concise 2-page resume that's been put out. I highly suggest you guys look towards something like that. Coming back to the presentation, let us quickly summarize about how one can create a good resume. First of all, customize your resume based on the roles that you're applying for. It is very, very important you do that. The second thing is, wherever applicable, please put a cover letter out. That's going to impress the hiring manager a lot. Third thing, make sure your resume is not wordy, it's not lengthy. Keep it short, keep it concise, keep it as crisp and clear as possible. That will take you a really long way. Fourth thing, make sure you do not forget to proofread your resume, guys. Grammatical mistakes are something that's going to turn down a lot of hiring managers out there. So make sure that it is free from grammar errors, free from all these fonts. And of course, I forgot to mention, make sure you're using a good font as well. Do not go tiny on the fonts or do not go huge wherever it's unnecessary. Make sure you are planing out your fonts perfectly, right? So on the heading, it's going to be bigger. Subheading is going to be smaller. Details might be smaller. So make sure it's readable Take a printout to see if you can read it clearly yourself, right? So work on all of these, and I'm sure all of these tips will definitely help you, create a very good resume. All right, guys, on that note, stay safe. I wish you all well, and I'll see you on the next one.
This is a free initiative by Great Learning where you can have access to over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on all of the trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion as well. Check out the link in the description box of the video below for more details. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. This is done to make sure you do not miss out on any of the new updates or video releases from Great Learning. And of course, guys, if you enjoy this video, show us some love and do like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, right? So make sure you share this video with your friends, colleague, and everyone who can make use of it. And at the end of it, make sure to comment on the video if you have any queries or any suggestions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all of your comments.